like to call this meeting to order. Yes, it's 6 o'clock.
Get that, she's on the wall.
So let's look over the agenda. Are there any changes?
No ma'am.
All right.
Make
so
a motion to approve.
Perfect, thank you. Second, please.
I'll second.
Thank you. Agenda is approved. Next, we're gonna review the minutes from January 8th and 16th.
Oh, crap, 16.
I looked them over already. Are there any questions on the agenda or the minutes, changes? Need a motion to approve these minutes,
Make
please?
a motion to approve.
All right, second, perfect, the minutes are approved. Financial reports.
I'll just go through these real quick while you look over the bills. General fund, we got a cash balance of about 1.87 million. Pepple's 212,377. 1 cent sales tax save is 461,072. Debt service 36,624. Management 157,615. Nutrition 145,559. We are looking at buying some tables out of that here probably at next month's board meeting. So
For,
the elementary building here, it's been quite a while since they bought tables, and these will actually be really nice. They have the
For
Bearcat
classrooms
logo.
or?
No, for the cafeteria too.
Cafeteria.
Yeah. So, activities 109,493, and trust and agency 161,189.
I'm sorry, I'm not connected to the internet. Is there a password or something?
just guest, isn't it? No
Nope.
other guest?
That, is that one open?
I have no
I think it's
idea.
open.
That's what I always got on.
It's
Probably.
weird, it's like
It's like, I
This is
think,
open.
point something 34.
blog.
Hi.
Do I just sit here? Doesn't
Sure, you
matter
can sit up here if you
You're
want.
supposed to be up
Yeah.
here, you're late.
Okay, I had basketball. It's okay,
It's
it's
not an
only
excuse.
6:01. I was on the ball.
Tell the coach you need to get going, you have meetings to be at.
Yeah, we have a big game though tomorrow.
I know. You guys sound like you did pretty good the other night, I listened to it on the radio.
Yeah, we played really good the other night.
Does anybody, well, you can you share agenda with her?
Yeah.
And then you guys can look on.
I
There's
can
each other,
It
there's
should
an
be.
extra one. Sorry, I'm
There
doing
was
the
We're,
site.
charge for like 12,000.
Working on the financial reports.
I had it up, not really.
Did you get it?
No, it says wrong
I'm
password.
connected.
Oh, yep, it was.
Yeah,
So I need to notice next
it was the
meeting,
check
it's March
register, not
12th.
yours.
Yep.
Unless we have a snow day and we miss it.
I hope not.
That'll be March 30th, there'll be a.
You're a senior, you're wanting all the snow days you
I
can
know.
get, trust me.
There
I
you
am.
That's
Thank
on.
you.
And she wants them added at the end of the year.
Well, yeah.
It was on.
Okay.
Okay, we have a question we're waiting on.
Yeah, I have a question.
$12,000 expense, does that ring a bell to you?
4, 2,
I don't know, there was it toward the end?
The only one I remember, or the big one is just the, not on the expenses, but for the 4,000.
12,000 you
What was
said?
that?
Mid gauge,
Mintex Citrus,
that's a fundraiser.
Oh,
okay,
fruit sales.
Yeah.
okay, and one of them was the mid-gauge,
That was for the water heater
yeah.
that we approved a couple months ago, I
Yep.
believe.
Yep, I
Yeah.
saw the
Yeah.
invoice there for that one.
Those take about 6 weeks to get in because they have to custom make them.
Those water heaters,
Mm-hmm.
really?
They gotta come in pieces.
They're that big or what?
They don't fit through the door.
I can email.
I've learned that
Shelley.
over time.
I did not know that.
I about had a stroke the first time I priced one.
I'll email Shelley tomorrow.
Okay, so I need a motion to approve the financial reports.
I'll make a motion.
Second? I don't know how to do that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say motion carries. Public items of discussion. Board items, letter from patron on Bus Barn.
I got a letter from Les Johnson, who lives at 410 Levon Street in Green. He sent a copy to me and his copy to Eric. It says, "Dear Eric, I realize that you are no longer school board president, but given your long service on the board, I want to address this matter to you. Over the months, I've become increasingly dismayed by the continued use of the school's half-bus barn located at the entrance to the city on Highway 14. I use the term half-bus barn because only one half of a bus can be parked inside the building. This building certainly detracts from the city of Green when motorists are approaching the city on Highway 14. The school district is the recipient of tens of thousands of tax dollars that are generated by properties in Green. I submit that the city is entitled to have a decent-looking building at the entrance to Green. This unsightly building should be repaired, or ideally a new building be constructed at another location. I would appreciate it if you would bring this matter up at a board meeting to begin a movement to repair or replace this inadequate and unattractive building. Sincerely yours, Les Johnson." So,
I thought it looks a lot better lately, you know, with all the junk around it.
we cleaned up, we put the fence around it. I think his biggest concern sounds like the buses stick halfway out. Well, buses are a lot bigger than when that building was built. We still have not received, the land back from the state because
Oh, yeah.
that building's half on right away still, so really, there's not much we can do with it. I mean, we could look at having, Monty Allen come up and paint it, and that would be about all I
Paint it,
could.
yeah, paint it blue and do like our Bearcat logo on the end of it or something, but
I mean, other than that, there's not a lot, it's not in bad shape. We do have a leak in the roof I found out this morning, but I think that's from ice backing up, so. Other than that, you know, we can look into painting it, but there's not a lot to do to it, other than, there's some
What about
electrical
the
work
doors?
inside.
Are the doors insulated, like in the shop?
The
area?
doors are in good shape, they've all been kept up pretty good. Pat's done a nice job of having Christie come up and work on them. We've replaced some panels in them. So, I mean, other than adding on to the lean-to part, which is almost impossible, you know, the buses aren't gonna fit all the way in there, so.
Do they hear all the way? I'm trying to imagine.
Pretty, about
Real
the same,
close.
pretty close.
There's not doors on each end up here, though. I'm trying to visualize it. I've been out there a few times.
You know, just we have, out here we have the 3 bays.
yeah.
And I think we have 3 bays in Green too that are fully enclosed, so we can get them inside if we need them inside, but.
I don't think it's in that bad of shape though. I wouldn't say it's like an ugly attraction though in
Yeah, it's not like it's falling down. or
Green.
the
Yeah, I
roof's
mean, it's not
caving
like,
in.
wow, I don't wanna come
Yeah.
to Green.
I think the worst thing was our metal dumpster that sat out there, and now that we've enclosed that, that looks a lot nicer,
Yeah,
so.
I agree. I think it looks a lot nicer than it has.
But, you know, I guess with the board's permission, I'll look into having maybe Monty come clean it up and maybe throw a paint job on it. It didn't cost us a whole lot to paint the shed and the crow's nest at the football field, so.
Yeah, we can.
It's worth
look
looking
into it.
into.
Yeah, at least get a bid from them and
Yeah.
go from there.
Sounds reasonable.
So, that's been brought to the board's attention.
All right, any comments or questions about that? Okay. Electrical safety upgrades from BVSB complex.
It's
Baseball,
baseball, softball. Mid-American's coming in, that's why we can't have school on the 19th, is they're coming in and they're putting the transformer out there off the ground up on a pole. The problem with that is that we're still gonna have all the high voltage stuff
Yeah,
sitting on the
good.
ground, the boxes and that. And in visiting with Will Wedeking and Todd Lewis from Mid-American, we can take those things and put them all inside that new shed there. But all the biggest cost, over $10,000, is the materials from Square D, the boxes to put all the electrical connections in. The nice thing with it is it takes all the switches and breakers and puts them inside. Baseball lights will be on one switch, softball lights will be on another switch instead of having 4 breakers for each one. So, it takes all that high voltage stuff away from where kids can get at it.
Do we have to wall off a portion of that building to
No.
kinda control access to that stuff too?
No, because it's closed all the time unless kids are getting, baseball
Okay.
people are getting.
It's
or
locked.
It's locked at night, so. I think it would be a good upgrade for us. It'd be a,
Is
That
there
one,
any
once that sales tax.
additional safety, because you have electrical boxes in there that you have to do in the building,
Mm.
installation, fire?
Nope. Nope, cause it'll all be locked up and it's metal, so.
Now, last year we approved to redo all those lights, stadium lights, is
The
that what
softball
we're
field.
talking about?
Yeah. This was,
This was not included in that?
no, that was just the light poles and the light fixtures at the top on the softball field was all that we did out there after the one blew down.
This is just to, because of the transformer being moved, right?
Yes, and.
It's all electrical.
And because all that electrical, high voltage stuff still sits there on the ground, it's not a very safe thing. And I don't know if you've been out there, but those boxes are rusting and I don't even, I'm
Well,
not sure
and-
the lock works on it.
And as much as that stuff costs, if it's sitting on the ground, it's drawing moisture and it's
Yeah.
gonna wreck it, so you're gonna have to replace it quicker. So if you can get it inside, it's a lot better for the equipment.
And kids aren't playing with it, cutting locks off and. So my recommendation would be that we do that.
It's like 16,000.
Yep, $16,942, or $16,042.58, sorry, I can't
So
read it.
Whittakings would do the most of that then, or
Weddingkins would do all
all of it? Okay.
so
Is
after
there a
Mid-American gets
recommendation
done.
from Mid-American?
They won't pay for it, but they think that we should do it because it makes it safer.
And it'd be better for our equipment, so it
Yep.
should last longer.
Yep.
Right.
Not, I'm guessing that stuff, those panels have been out there probably 30+ years.
As we'll look at them, are they gonna run into any issues moving them?
This is providing all new equipment.
That's all new stuff,
Yeah.
okay.
So you electrical boxes,
Yep, all new electrical boxes, breakers, and everything that needs to go in there.
That'd be good then if it's all inside.
Yep.
And the age on what we have there is probably what?
Not worth moving.
Yeah.
I pulled stuff out of my house that's newer than that.
And I know these fields are our fields, right?
Yes.
Like they're not owned by the city.
No,
No,
this
there's
is our
stuff.
stuff,
Okay.
yep.
Okay, I need a motion to approve the electrical upgrades.
I'll make a motion.
Second, please. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same, motion carries. Personnel recommendations.
You have that. I don't remember the names. We have resignation from Kelly Bullion, from associate, she'll keep driving the bus and keep doing cheerleading. We have Jean Schnander for driver's ed, Jasmine Spratt as an associate for the PM River Hills route, and Michaela Reintz as a sub-teacher and associate.
What's her background?
She just graduated.
Okay. I mean, she can
Yep.
Good, we need more folks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I need a motion to approve the personnel recommendations.
can I ask a question?
Yep.
Are we worried there's too many family members in one department?
There's nothing we can do about it, it's the only applicants that we're getting. We're having a really hard time getting applicants for anything. Over at Clarksville, we had a part-time position open and the only applicant we had a lot of issues in places they'd been before, so. We had to take that part-time position and make it a full-time position to even get an applicant that we wanted to hire.
So the driving job had been posted for a while?
Yeah, it's not a driving job, it's an associate job in riding in the van.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the recommendations.
Second? I'll second it. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same, motion carries. Administrative reports?
Mrs. Holman, Mrs. Tracy, I'm sure we'll get theirs.
Is there-
I haven't.
The most
I haven't refreshed.
eye-opening thing is the fast testing. Every grade dropped dramatically minus sixth grade. Sixth grade had an improvement and every other grade dropped, which I read on there, they have a plan in place, like kindergarten's gonna have an intervention because only 25% of the students were proficient compared to, at the beginning of the year, 72?
Wow.
72 to 25, although I think they took these two tests very close together.
I think so, if I remember right, they didn't open in the fall till really late.
That's something, I mean, we don't have to talk in great lengths about it, cause I think that, you know, there's gonna be more interventions. I was wondering about the SIPs, you know, they have a lot of, we have the SIPs program and we're dedicating a lot more time on reading than we were, but what's the speculation on this? Cause this is huge, like, compared to all other years, this is pretty bad.
And is it the same test
It
that they
is,
took last year?
yeah,
Yeah.
the fast
Yeah.
test,
I don't know, I haven't had a chance to visit with Mrs.
yeah,
Tracy about
and
it
that's
being.
fine, yeah.
How does that compare to other schools? Did they have the same results, or is that just unique to us?
I have no idea. There's a lot of things that have changed with the fast testing, I know, but then there's more things coming with it that we've subscribed to for next year. There's a math side of it and a behavior side of it even. But some of the training has not been held when it was supposed to have been held. The programs has not been open when it was supposed to have been open. So there's been a lot of issues just with the system on that side of it too. So I don't know if part of it's that or what, and I'm not here as much as I was, so I don't get to talk to Mrs. Tracy
Right.
near as much as
I know, yeah, there's gonna be more focus on it definitely in the
So,
kindergarten
yeah.
room, as that was very dramatic as far
Mhm.
as,
I know that the teachers have had a lot of discussion in their professional development on Wednesdays about reading intervention and some of the things that are going on with that, so.
It'll probably be a high priority.
It's kinda like stock market, no normal corrections, and,
Yeah,
you know,
Yeah.
it'll look good next
Yeah.
time.
And maybe the next
But-
test,
but I
the
also-
spring test will be,
I do
Yeah.
also know that Mrs. Tracy has addressed some concerns within the reading program with some of the teachers too.
right. The other good notes, I was gonna put it maybe on the following North Butler, is there's a link on here that's gonna be in the blog about like making sure the community is aware with all the businesses out there, like more bigger corporations like Target and Amazon, that you can sign up as a personal buyer,
Yep.
and then the money goes back to the school. So just making sure parents are aware of all these options out there to give money back to the school for, like, playground
Yep.
is coming up
Yep.
thing.
That's a project in the works.
So more money going to that, and it looks like there's a fundraiser in the works to get, like, all the kids are writing about the playground, and they're gonna put a book together,
Mhm.
and possibly maybe, I don't know, sell to parents or who knows who, for a fundraiser, so I thought that was a neat idea in there.
Yep, and I was gonna talk to Ann Schnander about helping us write a grant
Yeah.
like she did, probably through Wellmark again, for the community wellness like she did for the track, so.
And the Iowa Big, the high school went to Iowa Big, there's a ton of activities going on,
Yep.
at the high school, I can't remember what else.
The Iowa Big program just would do a lot of really good things for us.
Yeah.
I know Heather took a team up, I don't know, did you go with her?
I did not go, I couldn't that day,
Yeah,
I was planning the
I
snow
know
day.
that, some of our associates went, one of the associates is also a city council member, and she was pretty impressed.
Good.
And then, one of the kids from Charles City was down at our place at a basketball game the other night, one of the kids that presented at the Iowa Big thing when they went, and went out of their way to talk to Mrs. Endelman about the program, so.
And that other training is coming up, the high-tech ed for.
The high-tech high, yep.
Yeah,
Yep, that's in March.
so that'll be a good opportunity for
Yes.
those teachers.
Yep.
Bring to the school.
Yep.
There's a lot of good stuff in that report.
No official action on it, but right now, my suggestion on makeup days would be May 29th and 30th right now. Being that we have two, I wouldn't take that Tuesday off of Easter yet, but I would probably set it aside for the next one, because I don't wanna get into that first week of June. Right now, we can avoid that, so if we can, that would be great. We've had some issues with the ag teacher that we share with Rockford. If you two wanna stick around, I'll visit with you a little bit more after,
Okay.
because I wanna get your thoughts on something, so. So Mr. Hanson is no longer with Rockford School District, he is now employed by Lisle Schools in Minnesota, and we have a long-term sub in place. So we'll see how that goes, and, I've talked to Mr. Turner quite a few times about that and how we're gonna move forward, so.
So how does that affect the half his contract we were paying for?
Well, we just continue paying the part for the sub. We do have an FFA contest coming up in a couple of weeks, and Mrs. Holman and I are gonna sit down with, Frank Kisley, the assistant wrestling coach, has an ag background and owns his own ag business. So we're gonna try to get him to come down, and we'll just pay him hourly to work with those kids up through that contest. So, we have bid opening for the shop at 1 PM on Friday at the high school. Not sure exactly where that's gonna come in, and we'll probably have a special board meeting after that to decide if we wanna accept any of the bids or if we wanna reject them all, or how we wanna move forward.
Throw it out there.
Do I come to that, or is that for like you guys, cause I'm class representative?
You can come,
Okay.
you're more than welcome to come, it'll be in the, conference room, thank you. So, and then, Shelley and I had a meeting with, Marco, our copier people, and we were able to, amend our lease on the copiers and get newer equipment for $150 less a month, so we moved forward with that,
Good job.
so.
Nice.
They came because we needed a new copier at Clarksville, and I said, well, as long as you're at it, why don't you figure out if you can save us some money at North Butler too? And he came back and was able to save us $150 a month, so that's a pretty good chunk.
That's a good
Girls basketball tomorrow night at Green
Mm-hmm.
against Newman,
Mhm.
so boys are at Hudson tonight, so
They are?
I think so, aren't they?
I don't know, they might be.
I could actually go to that. game,
Wait,
'cause I don't
no.
work
No?
tomorrow.
No, because Chase is at the high school.
Oh, okay.
Is it tomorrow then? Do they play tomorrow
I
too?
thought they played tonight.
I thought that's what it said in the announcements too.
Now you're making me question myself.
Unless Chase didn't go, or unless they leave
They
later.
might have left later, I think it was later game.
Because we were at the school at 5:45 or 5:40 and he was there. So he could have just showed up and the bus was leaving.
Why is it not that today on there? There we go. Yeah, boys.
Thursday.
Oh, I have a
Oh,
question.
it's Thursday?
Yeah.
Okay,
I just remembered.
thank you.
I have a question about the fire drill that the buses did.
Yeah,
Okay, are the bus drivers included in that? Do the bus drivers, because when I was reading it, it said Pat did the fire drill, so I was wondering, because I remember when I rode the bus, like they would pull over on the side of the road or just random spots and the bus driver
I don't know, I
actually
know
did it.
Pat and Mrs. Tracy had it worked out here, I don't think I was even here that day. So Amanda, were you guys involved in that?
I went through one.
Yeah,
I think that it's important that the bus drivers
Yeah.
actually do at least one a year,
Yeah.
because they're the ones that are gonna be driving the bus and they have to know
Absolutely.
the kids.
I agree completely.
Isn't it, aren't we supposed to do 2 a year?
Uh-huh,
That was 1 a year, and then we still have 1
Yeah.
more.
I think that part of that was Mrs. Tracy wanted to be involved with it too, so.
We can make sure that
And-
all the drivers are there.
And do
Yeah.
they just do it like, not at the
Yeah.
school, but they would do it randomly, like on their route? Like,
Yeah.
it would really
At the
happen?
quarry.
Well, I would pull into a parking lot,
Yeah,
but I
I
wouldn't.
would
Well,
just
not
do
on the
it
side of the road,
someplace.
but I mean,
I'd wait till all the kids are on the
No,
bus and
I
then
would.
pull into the parking lot, yeah, Yeah.
so it's them and their normal kids?
right,
That they would,
But I think technically, anybody that would ride a bus should go through that drill.
yes,
So that would be everybody in the school, because if they would go on field
Yeah.
trips or whatever.
mhm.
Right, I've never done that.
Yeah, I can see the point of doing it maybe the way it was done the first time, like then everybody in the school goes out, gets on a
Yeah.
bus, like you would do on a field trip, but then doing another one
Yeah.
where, cause the actual
The
drivers
drivers
need
are
to
involved, yeah.
practice it.
absolutely. Yeah, that's all I have, so.
Alright, reflections? Who's got something? What's your reflection?
Well, I think that we're doing good. I'm excited for all the progress that's going on. It's exciting to see all the students that seem like they enjoy going to school at North Butler and they're happy to be there.
I agree, like the pride that everybody has and the opportunities outside like normal education that we're promoting and able to offer that other schools don't have, we're very lucky.
We have one going to state, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
wrestling,
Yeah,
Brandon.
Brandon's the only one that made it through, we had a couple other guys that I thought we would get through and they just fell short.
Yeah.
Do we do we have a bus?
We have a pet bus going down, or at least we're having signups for it, and we did open that up to Clarksville kids.
Oh, good.
So, that Mrs. Holmes working on that right now. Basically, we charge kids $5 a head to cover the cost of the driver and the fuel, and they pay for their own ticket when they get there.
All right, I need a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll make a motion.
Second? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Nobody ever opposes them.
Meeting is adjourned. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for being part of this board.
Thank you.
And we'll see you on the 12th, unless
Yes,
anybody wants
I
to attend the bid workshop. Okay.
I might be there.
Okay.
Because
Yeah, if you,
this Friday,
Yep.
yeah,
and it'd be after that, so it'd be like at 2.
That'd be probably a little after 1.
Okay, then I should be. I think I study hall those hours. I study hall like all day.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you even go to class?
We have 2 classes. Barely. I am in college classes, just so you guys know. It's not like I'm unproductive all day.
Oh, I don't believe that you would be unproductive.